everyone, I am Ricky and welcome to today's edition of the Mouse Bites. Now, the Mouse Bites are your latest Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, and Universal Orlando news. Now, this week marks the official reopening of Walt Disney World with the reopening of Disney Springs. Disney Springs actually officially opens on the 20th of this month, and it is going to be a phased reopening that starts with many third-party shopping and dining destinations. Then on May 27th, 3 Disney-owned and operated locations will reopen. They include World of Disney, Deluxe Burger for mobile order, and the Marketplace Co-op. Now, to keep guests and cast members as safe as possible, Disney will be implementing a few new health and safety measures and operational changes that are in line with applicable government requirements, as well as guidance from health authorities such as the CDC and other appropriate government agencies. Now, here is what you need to know moving forward. As far as parking and entrances, guests will initially be directed to self-park in either the orange or the lime garages. Now, all surface lots will be closed. In addition, the number of entrances for actually entering Disney Springs are going to be limited to 4 entrances only: the orange and lime garages, the Hollywood Plaza Boulevard pedestrian bridge, and the ride share pickup and drop-off area. Now, as far as face coverings are concerned, all guests ages 3 and older, along with cast members, are going to be required to wear an appropriate face covering while visiting Disney Springs. Guests must bring their own face covering for their entire party, and these masks will need to be worn throughout your entire visit over your nose and your mouth, with, of course, the exception of sitting down at a table while dining. Temperature screenings are also going to be required. Now, upon arrival at Disney Springs, your entire party will be required to have a temperature screened with no touch thermometers. Those who present a temperature of 100.4 degrees or higher will be directed to an additional location for rescreening and assistance. And if you again present with a fever of 100.4 or higher on your second test, you will not be allowed entry, nor will anyone in your party. There will be physical distancing and capacity measures in place. Now, during this initial opening, the number of guests who are visiting Disney Springs is going to be limited, of course, to maintain that appropriate physical distancing throughout Disney Springs. In addition, guests will be limited inside each location that is going to be found at Disney Springs. Guests will find directional signs to help them move throughout property, and there will be ground markings that will help promote proper distancing when needing to stand in line. Now, finally, guests will find added barriers that are in select locations when it's actually difficult to kind of maintain physical distancing in those locations. As far as cleanliness is concerned, there will be increased cleaning and disinfection procedures that are done by Disney in high traffic areas, such as elevators, escalators, handrails, benches, tables, handles, restrooms, and more. Guests will be encouraged to frequently use hand washing stations and hand sanitizer that's going to be found throughout the area. Guests are actually also going to be prompted to use cashless transactions. These are going to include things like credit cards, debit cards, Disney gift cards, Disney reward redemption cards, mobile wallets like Apple Pay, Google Pay, and Samsung Pay. And guests may also choose to purchase Disney gift cards at select merchandise locations and the Welcome Center to pay without cash. Now, guests will find that cast members will be walking around Disney Springs to help explain these new procedures and answer any questions guests may have, as well as to help encourage everyone to help follow the above measures. And cast members are going to be required to complete health screenings and temperature checks as well prior to coming to work. In addition, they will go through extensive new training. Now, as things progress, Disney's going to constantly monitor the conditions and best practices, and because of that, operational changes and safety measures may change from time to time. Now, during this initial time period, Disney Springs is going to see reduced hours, and for more information, you can check out disneysprings.com/reopening. Now, in addition, while Disney Springs is going to be reopening this week, the Walt Disney World theme parks and resort hotels are going to currently remain temporarily closed. That's going to do it for all the news that I have for you today. Make sure you follow along with the Mouse for Less on all of our social sites. So you've got Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Pinterest. And otherwise, we'll see you the next time on the Mouse Bites. Have a great day, everyone.